What's going on, crew? Just sitting on the porch of my apartment here in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And just a few weeks ago I was in Hawaii. And before Hawaii I was in Canada during the summertime. Canadian summer. And before that I was in Thailand. So if you're not noticing a trend, then I'll fill you in. I live where it's continuously sunny 365 days a year. I follow the sun. I live where it's warm. Why wouldn't I? Look at my body, man. I'm skin here. I'm not covered in polar bear hair. I'm not covered in wolf hair. I'm not covered in bear hair. I'm a human being. Look at my toes, man. These are designed to climb trees. These are designed to climb up little rocks. This is designed to pick fruit. Where does fruit grow? Wherever it's sunny, bro. So eat from the vine, feel divine. You'll keep feeling amazing every single time. Just make sure it's high quality, and you will see that eating fruitarian is just meant to be. What are some of the reasons to live in the tropics? Well, before I get into that, I want to let you know that if you want to be raw vegan, if you want to be fruitarian, you don't need to live in the tropics. Saying that you need to live in the tropics, but you don't live in the tropics, therefore you can't eat raw vegan, is just a really bad excuse. It's a really lame excuse. Saying, oh, I live in Europe, or oh, I live in Canada, oh, I live in America, I can't eat raw vegan. Dude, shut up! I know people who live in those countries as well. I know people who live in the worst cities ever who are getting it done. I know people who live in, like in Germany, you're getting it done. I know people who live in Toronto getting it done in the winter time, man. I know people living in Saskatoon getting it done raw vegan in the winter time. Shout out to Chris Kendall there. The raw advantage. If you want something, you find a way. We're sending humans to Mars within the next 7 years. We're sending a human being from planet Earth to planet Mars. And you're saying you can't eat raw vegan? You're saying you can't eat an apple? You can't grab a banana and peel it? No, man. Eliminate those excuses. Of course you can. Don't be silly. Don't be ridiculous. Of course you can. You just gotta want it bad enough. If you don't want it, GTFO. That's rule number one, man. If you don't want it, GTFO. If you don't want it, get the fruit out of here, man, and eat whatever the heck else you want. It's just an excuse. So that's first thing, man. Really want it. When you really want something, you're gonna find a way. To make it a bit easier to really hold the vibration of being a raw vegan, to hold the vibration of being a fruitarian, I suggest staying inspired. I suggest watching interviews of other fruitarians or other raw vegans that you want to aspire to be like. I think interviews are a great way of picking up people's mannerisms a bit more. Just seeing them in real life situations, seeing how they answer questions and whatnot, seeing really how their mind works, seeing how their brain thinks. That's really helpful. It's been super helpful in my ascension to the fruitarian diet, for sure. Just watched a whole bunch of interviews with like people like Life Regenerator and Mike Arnstein and Old School Harley, even like people like Ann Osborne, things like that. So that's really helpful. But the reason you want to live in the tropics, man, is because it's sunny, therefore it's warm, and so you can just live like a human being a bit more naturally. You know, you don't need to be all bundled up. You don't need to turn your cave into like a little synthetic tropical paradise by cranking the heat and turning your lights on all the time. Like I don't even really need the lights on in this house. Just when the sun's up, it's bright in my room. When the sun's down, it's time to go to sleep. So that's a good reason right there to live in the tropics, is you just live more naturally. You just live more in line with nature's design. Reason number two to live in the tropics is that the fruit is usually way higher quality than it is in places like Canada, where it has to be imported during the winter time. And it's generally more abundant in the tropics. Like, it's everywhere, especially here in Chiang Mai. There's just fruit everywhere, man. Walk down the streets, fruit. Walk up some stairs, fruit. Walk into the city, fruit. Walk out of the city, fruit. There's just fruit stalls everywhere here. And it's cheap, you know, $5–10 a day. You can easily live on a fruit diet. And it's high quality, it's local. Don't know if it's organic or not. I hope it's organic, but you can never really tell these days. All I know is that it tastes good. If it tastes good, it's good enough for me for now. In the future, I'm sure I'll just be 100% organic, like right from the farm, whatever, right on the land that I'm standing on. But for now, it's good. I'm not making any excuses. I'm doing the best with what I've got. And you can do the same if you want to get it done. The other reason you want to live in the tropics, man, especially as a vegan, raw vegan, is that there's like minds from all over the world conglomerating in these hotspots. You know, Chiang Mai is definitely a hotspot for raw vegans. Went to the meetup yesterday at the park. There's like 30 people there, man, or more. I thought there'd be about like 12 or 15 people when I show up at the meetup, and there's like 20, 25, 30 people there. It was amazing. Definitely more than 20 people. So it's just every weekend, just like a random little meetup there. So a lot of like minds. When you're surrounded by like minds, when you're surrounded by community, man, it just feels really right. Home is where the heart is, and your heart is where your friends are at. So if you got friends, man, doesn't matter where you're living, really. In fact, you could be in Saskatoon, you could be in Toronto, you could be in Antarctica. As long as you're with your homies, you're all good. You're all good, man. Relationships are life. I don't really care where I live as long as I'm surrounded by some friends, you know? That's what makes life cool, the relationships. It's hard to be in a bad mood when you're surrounded by really good people, man. And birds of a like feather flock together, so when you're hanging around people who are like achieving things in life, you just know by like osmosis that you're also going to be achieving things. When you hang around people who are happy, you know you're going to be happier. When you're hanging around people who get stuff done, you know you're going to be getting stuff done as well. You gotta pull your weight as well when you're in those groups. So anyway, those are just some reasons to live in the tropics. There's so many options to live in the tropics too, man. You could live in Chiang Mai, Thailand. You can live in Phuket, Thailand. You can live in Hawaii, Big Island of Hawaii, Oahu, Hawaii. You can live in California. I know it's not tropics, but it's definitely warm. You live in California. You can live in Florida. You can live in Tahiti. You can live in Costa Rica. You can live in Panama. I've done all these places, man. I love them all. They're all great. I really like Panama. That was epic. Costa Rica is beautiful too. It's just a little third world for me. A little too third world for me. But California is great. Hawaii is great. Thailand's great. And then the European summers, man. Summer in Europe is just the bomb.com. Don't say that in an airport though, but it's true. It's the bomb.com. I love European summers. I love Canadian summers. I love American summers, man. New York in the summertime, get out of here, man. It's so good. It's so good. So, yeah. And, bro, I'm living here in the summer now, 365. But before I did that, before I was able to do that, I didn't have a clue how I was going to do it. I just knew I had to do it because that's the only way I wanted to live my life. It's like I had no other options. I burned all my bridges. I called in work and I said I quit. Lady's like, are you sure you're doing this? Because you're gonna burn some bridges. And I'm like, I am sure, honey. I am out of here. Bring me to the sunshine, man. Bring me to the sunshine states. And now I'm here. I burned all my bridges. So sell everything you own. Quit your job. Get a divorce if you want to get a divorce. Or get married if you want to get married. Get a job if you want to get a job. But just do whatever it takes. Find that unlock for you. Whatever that unlock is for you, unlock it and go for it. But just make it happen, man. Decide that you're going to get it done. In fact, I don't even need to tell you any of this stuff, because when you know what you want, you're going to go and get it. So if you're still watching this thinking like, oh, I wonder if he's going to give me a tip on how to get what I want, you just don't know what you want yet. So get a piece of paper, get a pen, brainstorm. What do I want? In fact, in the middle of the paper, write what I want. Draw a circle around that. Then draw some lines protruding out from that circle. And these are all like your categories of things that you want. So maybe in one category you write relationships. Another category you write travel. Another category you write finances. Another category you write creative expression. Another category you write athletic performance. Another category you write health. Whatever it is, just write out in each of these categories things that you want. What kind of relationships do you want? What kind of income do you want? What kind of creative expression do you want? What kind of house do you want? What kind of car do you want? What kind of mode of transportation do you want? Do you want a bike? Do you want a motorbike? Do you want an electric bike? Do you want a Tesla? Do you want a Ferrari? Doesn't matter, write it down. And your wants are going to change over time, but the point is to get crystal clear on what you want now, because you've got something in your brain called the reticular cortex. And when you know what you want, you're thinking about what you want, it's going to show up all over the place. You're going to see these things all over the place. You're going to find opportunities all over the place once you're holding the vision of the thing that you want in your head. That's the reticular cortex, man. It's like a heat-seeking mechanism. It's got a cybernetic mechanism in your brain. If you're off course, you're subconsciously going to correct course and get back on track so that you can achieve what you want to achieve. But you've got to be holding the vision of the thing that you want in your brain, in your mind. And this is where the exercise comes in handy. And you write things down, what you want on a piece of paper. And then you read that thing over and over and over again every single day. Bring out some pictures on Google Images of those things that you want. So for me, it was the tropics, bro. I wanted to live in the tropics 365 days a year. I want to make 100% of my income online. And when it happens, when you finally get it, you don't care. You're like, duh, like, no shit, I haven't, man. What else would I have? Like, this is my life. This is my life. I'm creator. I'm the creator of my life experience. How else would I have my life, man? I couldn't be working 9 to 5. I don't know that world. I don't know that world, man. I'm deadly afraid of going back working at 9 to 5. F that, man. I don't even want to focus on that. I'm focusing on the forward, man. Focusing on the future. And appreciating the now. Got to appreciate the now. Just chilling here on the balcony like this, man. Like, do whatever the heck I want today. Make a few videos, call a few people up, talk shop, brainstorm a bit more for the future, get fit, go to the gym, have some fun time with some fun relationships. It's whatever you want to do in life, man. You can do it. Just write it down on paper first so you get crystal clear in it. Most people don't have the foggiest idea of what they want. And in fact, most people aren't even thinking about what they want. If you ask most people what they're thinking, they couldn't tell you. If most people said what they were thinking, they'd be speechless. Most people aren't thinking at all. Don't be like most people. Read good books, listen to good audiobooks, get a mentor, watch really inspiring YouTube videos on repeat. Watch videos on repeat. You can't just watch a video once and move on. You've got to watch videos on repeat. If it's a good video, if it makes you feel something, I guarantee you it'll make you feel even better, even more powerful if you watch it again. It's like if you get a really good fruit, like a really good fruit, and you take one bite and you're like, oh my god, it's the best fruit ever. Well, I bet you it's really healthy for you. And if you then go and eat a McDonald's hamburger, you're gonna feel like shit. And that bite that you just took isn't gonna do much for you. But if you continue to take those good bites of the good fruit, if you continue to take good bites of good fruit, great bites of great fruit, your life is gonna just continuously go on an upward trajectory. You'll continuously ascend these higher vibrations, these higher states of consciousness, these higher states of awareness. So eat good food at the exclusion of shitty food, watch good videos at the exclusion of bad videos, perform healthy activities at the exclusion of unhealthy activities, and do it repeatedly. You can't just eat an apple once a day and then forget eating the rest of the day. You've got to eat apples all day long if you want to be fruitarian. You've got to eat bananas all day long. You've got to eat papayas and mangoes and cherimoyas and guanabanas and durian all day long on repeat if you want to stay full, if you want to progress on the path. Watching a video once isn't gonna do it for you. It's just not. If it's a good video, you watch it on repeat. If it's a good video, you download it and watch it on repeat offline. The amount of videos I've downloaded and watched offline, like the amount of YouTubers that aren't seeing their views go up because of me, like if I left everything on YouTube and just kept going back on YouTube, there'd be a lot more views on YouTube. Certain YouTubers would be getting a lot more views because I'd be watching their stuff on repeat. They'd be getting 100, 200 more views than before. But I download the videos, I watch them offline, and I just feed my mind with their content. And sometimes I convert it to MP3 because I just want to hear what they're saying. I don't necessarily need to watch the video, I just need to hear what they're saying. So I convert their words to MP3. I go on bike rides, or go on runs, or go on walks, or I go to the gym, just listening to their stuff on repeat. 14-minute track, repeat. 3-minute track, repeat. Feed it to me on repeat over and over and over again. When you listen to something for the 10th time, when you listen to something for the 20th time, you're gonna hear stuff that you didn't hear before. Because your mind is now, you're listening from a higher state of awareness. And when you have a higher state of awareness, you just take in more information, you take in different types of information, you connect different dots. And the more dots you connect, dude, the more connected you feel in life, the more organized you feel, the more on point you feel. So if you listen to a good audiobook, if you listen to a good YouTube video, if you read a good book, read it again. Listen to it again. Watch it again. In school, you're taught that dumb kids do that. You're taught that it's for the slow kids to have to read a book through the second time. You're taught that you're really stupid if you don't understand the video the first time, you gotta watch it again. That is the most BS thing you could ever take from school, man. Ignore that completely. If you want to get ahead, watch the videos on repeat. Read the books on repeat. Take it in deeper, take it in deeper, take it in deeper. The reason kids say that, oh, you're stupid if you have to read a book through the second time is because, sorry, the camera just cut out there. The reason kids say you're stupid if you have to read a book through the second time, or you have to watch a video through the second time to fully understand it, is because all they're doing is memorizing it and regurgitating it on test day, only to then walk out of school and forget it all altogether. You know, I don't remember a single book I read in high school. I don't. Because all I had to do was memorize it and then regurgitate it and then just forget about it. But life is not like that. In life, it's the application of wise thoughts that count. It's the application of wise thoughts that are going to net the results that you want in life. So you've got to understand something so much so that you can put it in your own words and that you can actually exemplify it in your own actions. Alright, so if I tell you the importance of goal setting, it's not enough to then memorize it and write that reason for goal setting down on a piece of paper. It's better, yeah, to be able to understand goal setting so much so that you can go and give a public talk about goal setting. But even more important than that, it's most important that you're able to understand goal setting so much so that you actually go and do it. That you actually go and take the paper, take the pen, put pen to paper. Let your heart flow through that arm, through that hand, through that pen, and manifest on the paper your goals. You've got to understand something so much so that you're physically standing underneath it and supporting it with your actions. It's what understanding means, to stand under something and support it fully with your actions. Alright? So, if you really understand something, you'll take action on it. That's it, guys. Peace out.